Okay, so we are looking at question 4 here from our 2022 ExamCraft mock, paper 1. The first question here, the first part I should say of question 4 says if A is 5 minus the square root of 3 and B is 5 plus the square root of 3, find A plus B and find AB. Okay, this is very similar to like our complex numbers stuff, or literally just subbing in an algebra. Okay, the question literally asks for A plus B. Okay, so there's what A is, plus what B is, which is right here. Okay, so you literally need to sub those in. So it's 5 minus the square root of 3 minus, sorry, plus, don't know, I said minus there. 5 plus the square root of 3. Okay, so we have to add all this onto this. The plus there is literally just meaning add them both together. Okay, so get your like terms there. Okay, for subbing them in correctly there, you've gotten 3 out of the 5 marks. Okay, you've gotten literally 60% in that question. But we can simplify here. Okay, add our like terms. So 5 and 5 to give me 10. And then minus square root 3 plus square root 3 goes to 0. So the answer is 10. Okay, at this point here, when you have it subbed in, there is no variables. And we know that when we don't have variables, we can just sub into our calculator. Okay, so I found there my like terms, but you could have literally just typed that full line into your calculator. Okay, that full second line. Likewise, the second question, okay, says A, B. So here, the letters are right beside each other. So remember what that means in algebra, okay? If two variables are right beside each other, what does that mean? It means they are multiplying each other. Okay, so when I'm subbing them in, to show the multiplication is happening, I'm going to sub them in brackets. Okay, so I have a 5 minus the square root of 3. And then up here for B, I also have 5 minus the square root of 3. Okay, I should have mentioned up here, if I wanted to sub them in brackets, I could have. Okay, if I wanted to sub them in brackets, I could have, and then I could have looked at, are the brackets doing anything? Okay, so up here, if I wanted brackets, I would have subbed in what was in A in brackets, and then B in brackets. And what I would have seen is that plus on the outside is acting on every single thing in B. Okay, so I would have had a plus 5 and a plus square root 3 if I wanted to sub those in brackets. So it would have been 5 plus a 5 and then minus the square root of 3 plus the square root of 3. Okay, here, because I don't have signs between them, it means that I am multiplying. Okay, I am getting my marks here for subbing in completely correctly. Okay, so again, 60% of the marks here for subbing in completely correctly. Okay, even if you're not confident with this multiplication, we have two options here. Okay, first option is we can get 4 out of 5 marks in this question for getting something multiplied correctly. Okay, so I can go through this. I'm going to use different colour pens. Remember, if you like using different colour pens, you are not to use red pen in your exam. Okay, so I would have to do every term in the first bracket by every term in the second bracket. So 5 would have to multiply by 5 to give me 25. Now I have gotten something multiplied correctly. I'm on 4 out of 5 of my marks. I'm literally gotten 80% in this question. Okay, the 5 still has to multiply the minus square root 3, which gives me minus 5 square root 3. Now, at this part, you might be like, okay, that's a bit complicated, but you can put these into your calculator. Okay, in fact, if you wanted to, up here in this second line, as soon as you have it subbed in, because there's no letters, that was something that we could, if we wanted to, we could have typed straight into our calculator. Okay, so we could have typed all this into our calculator inside the brackets and it would have given us our correct answer. Okay, I am just doing it out this way so that you can see what our answer would have been. So I'm looking at a square root, a minus by a minus to give me a plus here, and then a square root 3 by a square root 3. Okay, so a square root by itself cancels. Okay, it's a square root 3 squared, so it's cancelling. Okay, so that's plus 3. Okay, so here now I can add my like terms together. So I would have my constants that don't have square root 3's together to get 28. And then I have minus 5 times the square root and minus 5 times the same square root. Okay, so that means that I have in total 10 of those square roots being taken away. Okay, but I would have gotten that if up here I just typed it into my calculator. Okay, sometimes it's nicer to just do it out if you're afraid of, let's say, making a mistake with brackets or something like that, and in your head you know how to do it correctly. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's always good, even if you've gotten the answer by going through it this way, to double check in your calculator just in case you've made a silly mistake.